Please.
I haven't heard from my daughter since Thanksgiving.
Have you
Her
found my
fiancé
child?
said he hasn't seen her either. Her phone just keeps ringing. It started with silence. Kelsey Berreth, a 29-year-old flight instructor and devoted mother, vanished the day after Thanksgiving 2018. Her last text was polite, routine, but what investigators would uncover over the next few weeks revealed a horrifying truth. One involving deceit, manipulation, and a murder-for-hire plot so twisted. Even seasoned detectives were left speechless. Woodland Park, Colorado. A quiet mountain town known more for its crisp air and pine trees than violent crime. But beneath the scenic views lay a story that would rock this close-knit community. Kelsey Berreth was smart, soft-spoken, and deeply committed to her one-year-old daughter, Kaylee. Friends describe her as the kind of person who would bake a pie for a neighbor she barely knew. She had recently moved to Colorado for work and lived just 15 miles from her fiancé, Patrick Frazee, a 32-year-old rancher with a reputation for being private, even secretive. They were engaged but never lived together, and that, according to her friends, was always a little strange. Thanksgiving Day, November 22nd, 2018. Surveillance footage shows Kelsey shopping with Kaylee at a local Safeway. She smiles politely to a cashier, her body language calm. Normal. It would be the last confirmed sighting of her alive. When Kelsey's mother couldn't reach her the next day, and when Patrick's answers Patrick claimed they exchanged their daughter on Thanksgiving, that everything was fine. He said Kelsey wanted a break and sent him a text the next day, saying she was going away. Her phone then pinged hundreds of miles away in Idaho, but police weren't buying it. Then came a break. Detectives obtained surveillance from Kelsey's home complex. Patrick's truck is seen arriving. Hours later, he's seen again, this time with a tow container in the bed of his truck. Authorities believe that during that window, Patrick brutally murdered Kelsey inside her own townhouse, while her daughter sat in the next room. There were blood spatters on the fireplace, walls, even under the floorboards. We found signs of a violent struggle. Someone tried to clean it, but not well. But here's where the story gets darker. Patrick didn't act alone. The investigation expanded fast. Kelsey's phone pinged in Gooding, Idaho, nearly 800 miles away. That's when detectives focused on a nurse named Krystal Lee. Krystal, a divorced mother of two, had been in an on-and-off affair with Patrick Frazee for over a decade. She lived in Idaho and admitted she was still in love with him. But what she confessed next stunned investigators. Krystal's court testimony. Patrick told me he needed help. He said Kelsey was abusive to their daughter and needed to be taken care of. He asked me to kill her. Patrick had tried 3 times to convince Krystal to murder Kelsey herself. Once with a poisoned caramel macchiato, another time with a pipe, and once with a baseball bat. Each time, Krystal backed out. But on Thanksgiving Day, he told her he'd taken care of it, and he needed her to clean the crime scene. Krystal drove 12 hours from Idaho to Colorado, wearing a hazmat suit and gloves. She cleaned blood from the walls, baby toys, and bathroom. She even disposed of Kelsey's cell phone. What kind of psychological grip did Patrick have on her? How far can manipulation twist a person's morals? Despite destroying evidence, Krystal eventually cracked. She confessed and led investigators to key evidence, including Patrick's burn pit, where he had allegedly incinerated Kelsey's body. Forensics found 2 fragments and bone char consistent with human remains. Patrick Frazee was arrested on December 21st, 2018, charged with first-degree murder, solicitation of murder, and tampering with a deceased human body. The trial was chilling. Prosecutors painted him as cold, controlling, and calculating. The motive? He wanted full custody, and resented Kelsey for not moving in with him. He also didn't want to share parenting or money. Krystal Lee testified against him in exchange for a plea deal, 1 count of tampering with evidence. She was sentenced to 3 years in prison. Judges quote from sentencing, "You aided in covering up one of the most monstrous crimes this court has seen, but your testimony was critical. Patrick was found learned that even in the safest places, monsters can live next door. May Kelsey's memory never be forgotten. UND guilty on all counts." He received life in prison without parole, plus 156 years. Kelsey's remains have never been found. Her daughter, Kaylee, now lives with Kelsey's parents, who have vowed to raise her with love and the memory of her mother. Kelsey Berreth's story is a haunting reminder that evil doesn't always come with warning signs. Sometimes it wears a cowboy hat, speaks softly, and says it loves you. In the end, justice was served. But a little girl lost her mother in a quiet Colorado.